Hello everybody, I'm really excited by the big reaction we had last week to my first vlog, which was all about why Cassie J pulled out of Hack Live. It was so nice for me to hear from so many men who've been following my career for so many years, but also to hear from lots of people who know nothing about me. I've been told I should introduce myself to those of you who are living elsewhere, so you know a little bit more about my career. I've had this amazing career. It started off back in the 1970s when I was training to be a clinical psychologist, but I actually got captured by sex. I was being trained at a clinic in Sydney, and one of our teachers decided to look at the new research that was coming through on treating sexual problems. So we announced that we would treat sexual problems, and we were just swamped with people wanting to talk about sex. And I ended up doing my research on the whole issue of helping women achieve orgasm using masturbation, which was a pretty racy sort of thing to do at the time. And that launched me into this amazing job, which was editing a little adult sex education magazine called Forum. And I spent 10 years talking about sex on radio and television and teaching doctors and other professionals around the country about sex counselling. It was an extraordinary start to my adult life. I still meet people who tell me I taught them everything they know. So after 10 years of sex, I actually went through a difficult period. I was widowed with a young baby, and so we closed down the magazine and I went on to writing about social issues, particularly gender issues, and I started to get very interested in what was happening to men. I remarried and moved to America, lived in New York for 5 years, and looked at what was happening there. I met people like Warren Farrell, who of course was starting a whole new conversation around men's issues and what was happening to men there. And when I came back to Australia, that's what I really focused on. And I was very lucky because I was working for big newspapers in Australia, and as a feature writer I could write about issues that a lot of other people were having trouble getting published. So that was a fantastic thing. I came to be known as an apologist for men, but that was actually quite fine by me. Now for my second vlog, I'm going to put up my talk to the International Conference on Men's Issues that was held recently at the Gold Coast, because this covers a whole range of the issues I've been focusing on in the recent years. You'll discover that a few years ago I actually went back to my original stomping ground, which was sex, and I did research on male and female sexual desire, and I'm actually going to do my next vlog on that topic because I think it's a really interesting area which illustrates an enormous shift that's occurring in relationships between men and women, and the fact that men have lost so much power in their relationships. But I'm going to need you to make this all happen. I'd like to devote most of my time now to focusing on men's issues and to making vlogs about all the things I'm passionate about. I'd like to have interviews with people like Karen Strawn and Janice Fiamengo and Warren Farrell and Erin Pizzey. I've been thinking about politicians I know who'd be fascinating to talk to about how we got into this mess, with the feminists having such a grip on all our institutions and controlling so much of the public arena. I've had contact in the past with people like John Howard and Tony Abbott and Mark Latham, and I think it'd be really interesting to talk to them and see what they think about this. But in order to do this, I'm going to have to give up various day jobs I've been involved in recent years, and I'd love your support, I'd love your pledges. I'm going to put information about my Patreon page on the low bar, and maybe you can find some way of supporting me and spread the word about what I'm doing.